An illegal conversion. Now, should you buy it? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about this week. My name's Kevin Wright, and I do videos on property finance based on my 20 plus years as a property finance broker. So, if you want to find out whether you should be walking away from an illegal conversion or is it a cracking opportunity, hey, keep watching. So this is a question someone asked me recently. They were looking to buy an investment property, which was a 2-bedroom house with a self-contained annex and a separate tenant in the house and a different tenant in the annex. Now, it turns out that the owners never got permission for the annex, even though it was done several years ago, and it's been rented out on a consistent basis ever since. Now, they've drilled down into land registry. There's only one title. There's not a lease for the studio annex, and it's been owned by the same person that carried out the construction of the annex. Now, this person had a quick chat with the planners, and they said it could be legitimised by having been in continuous occupation for more than the last 4 years, as long as that could be proved. So the question to me was, hey Kevin, what would mortgage lenders think about a property like this? Well, let's drill down and see. Now, there's 2 issues here that make this pretty much a non-starter in terms of getting a buy-to-let mortgage on it. Let's look at each one in turn. First of all, it's an illegal conversion. In other words, there is no planning permission for that annex. Now, it could have been done on permitted development rights if it was just an extension within a certain permitted size limit, but it's not an extension of the main house. It's a completely separate self-contained unit, and that makes the difference. The second problem is there are 2 self-contained units on a single title. Why is this a problem for lenders? Let's examine. No planning. Mortgage lenders don't like properties where planning rules have been flouted. So they're very unlikely to lend until the planning has been legitimised, albeit it has to be legitimised retrospectively because it wasn't done at the time. Now, it's a variation of planning called a certificate of lawfulness. Now, this means you put a planning application in as you normally would to the committee you would normally put it into in your area, and as part of your submission you show proof that it has been used continuously in its current format for a minimum of 4 years. There's something missing in your life, and I know what it is. It's subscribing to my YouTube channel. You know you're going to feel better. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Click the link and the dingy belly thing and the Instagram. That feels so much better, doesn't it? Now, on that basis, sort out the planning issue, get your certificate of lawfulness, and that element becomes mortgageable, but you've still got the 2 units on one title. Now let's deal with that. Now, before we deal with that, let's examine what the owner's done here, and it's a bit of a shoot yourself in the foot situation. The owners created a problem for themselves when it comes to trying to sell this property on. They've breached planning laws by putting an annex there that they needed permission for, and they've kept it on a single title, which means that pretty much no main residence mortgage lender or buy-to-let mortgage lender is going to touch it. Now, when you limit your market of buyers to that extent, it doesn't take a genius to work out that you're lowering the price expectation for what you're going to get, because you can only sell it to people that are prepared to take on those problems. Now, if you can't get a mortgage, and you hear me talk about this quite a lot with different types of problem, if you can't get a mortgage, who's left to buy it? Well, cash buyers. And we all know that cash buyers have got an aversion to paying full value, haven't they? Cash talks, and they want it at a discount. Now, of course, when I say cash buyers, I include savvy bridging buyers in that as well, because bridging buyers will lend on this type of property, this type of situation, as long as you can say to a bridger, hey, here's my plan to sort it out and make it mortgageable. Now, if you remember, we said that getting a certificate of lawfulness sorts out the planning issue, so it's mortgageable from that point of view. So how do you then sort out the 2 units on one title issue? Well, actually, That's pretty easily sorted by just getting a mortgage lender that's happy to lend on multiple units on a single title. And that's a specific type of mortgage called an MUFB type of mortgage, multiple unit freehold block. Now, your standard mainstream buy-to-let lenders don't do this. Specialist lenders do. The rates they charge are a bit higher, which is pretty much what you'd expect. I mean, the world over, when someone does something that most other people don't do in that area of their market, they can charge more for it. And MUFB lenders do exactly that. Now, for mainstream mortgage brokers, MUFB is going to be a bit too complex. That needs a specialist broker. These are the type of deals that we're very used to brokering. So if you find yourself with a deal that's an illegal conversion and or a multiple unit on a single title property, and you can get it at the right price, this is not a deal to walk away from. This is a deal where you can make some decent profits at. And we're going to be very happy to help you broker the finance for that. Now, there we are. That's this week's video, and I'll be back with another finance video next week. See you then.
If you enjoyed watching this video, did you know every Monday morning at 8:30 I do a live Facebook Q&A. So if you want to start the week with checking out some answers to your property finance questions, click the link here.